Why did that up smash? Nuts! How did that up smash? Was it just such a weak hit, or what was that?
I don't know. And I love the way, like,
Oh, he's taking the shirt off. Oh, there goes. Oh, wait a minute.
mode.
Wait a minute.
Another shirt? How many shirts? And he has one more form in the bag.
Yup.
He has one more layer to this.
People are chanting one more shirt. Last smash back his magnificent bod. Getting his. People are chanting one more shirt. Last smash back his magnificent bod. Getting his. People are chanting one more shirt. Last smash back his magnificent bod. Getting his.
Alright, we're live.
We are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the 6th week of the Midwest Melee
The
podcast.
6th week, the 5th episode.
It's actually just the 5th episode, but we're just not going to go back. The 5th episode never happened. It's
lost
kind of
in time, kind of a weird thing that went on.
I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm just going to kind of move on to the 6th episode. And
The next episode.
the next episode, for all the people that are hanging out with us tonight, thanks for tuning in. I want to talk a little bit about what you guys can expect us to talk about tonight. And, we don't have Fizzle today. Probably will be a little bit shorter, maybe a bit chiller of a podcast tonight. So if there's anything you guys really want to talk about, we'll probably be able to interact with you guys a bit more. But some things that we are definitely going to talk about. We want to talk about the 2 ESI events that just happened this past week, the weekly and the monthly. Talk about maybe a couple upsets that have happened in those events. Also talk about the recent mass event that happened this past Sunday. Of course, shout outs to Bob Lou for throwing the event in the first place. Stepping up and providing Oshi Melee with the weekly that we wanted. It's crazy how there was such a demand for a third tournament in the same week.
Yeah.
But the
We
people
are
have spoken.
A bunch of fiends who love to play Melee.
And we're actually going to get Babalu on stream a little bit later on to talk about the event and actually to help us make an announcement. So yeah, you can consider that to be an announcement of an announcement. I'm sure a lot of you guys know about the Pichu Kid stuff. I already saw some people in chat asking about it. Are we going to talk about it? Yes, we are going to talk about the Pichu stuff, the Pichu Kid.
Just ban him.
We'll get there. But yeah, probably just ban him. And we're going to talk about Shuffle a little bit, as we always do. But there's, of course, a lot of great happenings with Shuffle that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
And finally talk about B7 a little bit. So, yeah, can we get the ESI Weekly bracket up?
Yes. Let me figure out which one it is.
I'm also going to bring it up over here.
ESI Weekly Smash and Grab, yes.
Nice.
So Smash and Grab was this weekend. Both of us went. Neither of us entered just because, like, I don't know. I just didn't really feel like playing Melee that day, so we just kind of did commentary the whole time.
That's the new meta.
That's the super meta.
If you aren't feeling like 100%, like I want to like enter this tournament, I want to win this thing, I feel good. Just don't even enter. Like save your Johns. I definitely was not ready for that.
Yeah.
Prince Abu is probably gonna head out. If only Shuffle was not on a completely unfortunate weekend for you. Yeah, I really wish we could have you. Especially considering all the people that have recently confirmed. We'd love for you to come.
Unfortunate weekends.
It's going to be an awesome event, probably the best event that Ohio's ever seen, but really be the best Ohio event we've ever seen if
50.
Obby isn't there.
Oh, that's true.
I think Room 50 is probably the best event Ohio's ever seen thus far, but anyway, so we've got the bracket here. I don't know if you guys can see it on your screen.
They should be able to see it.
Cool. So I'm just going to go through here. Dreffin beating some random guy, Time Wizard. Is that a Yu-Gi-Oh card?
Time Wizard is.
Or is it
I have no idea. I think it might be a Yu-Gi-Oh card, but Time Wizard's a guy that Celeste knows.
Mm-hmm.
I played him, like, he's pretty decent, but like I don't think he like goes to a lot of tournaments, so there it is. I mean, he to be fair, he won his first round match, so he can't be. Well, he can be terrible, but he's not like extremely bad.
I can't even focus right now because of Obby's trolling in the chat.
I can't see it right now, but I'm sure it's real good.
All right, Time Wizard is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Thank you, Surfs Up, Hail Satan. I knew Time Wizard was a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
I wish Surf's Up Hail Satan was a Yu-Gi-Oh card. That'd be sick.
That would be
I'd probably play more Yu-Gi-Oh.
Did you not play Yu-Gi-Oh like when it was like bigger?
So I played Yu-Gi-Oh, but like none of my we were really young and none of my friends knew how to play it, so we'd just like throw cards down and we'd basically just decide which one was cooler and that one won.
All right.
Anyways, this tournament like pretty much.
For the most part, like everything went according to plan,
Yeah.
except for a couple key sets. I think that Gaines taking a set off of Rook is pretty good because Rook's been playing more, Rook's been showing up
Yeah.
more. There was kind of an era where Rook was more of a meme, like he didn't really show up, but anymore, you know, he plays his heart out. He comes to tournaments and he's mostly sober for the most part too. So it's good to have
Yeah.
Rook-tionary.
Rook-tionary, not drunk
is back.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, Abby, you did create these corner kids. That's true.
So Gaines over Rook, that's cool. Other than that, like I'm not really seeing much. That was, I mean, I see that somebody takes a game off Papa, but
Wait, who was that?
round one, Kevbot took a game off Papa, but
I guarantee it was a Luigi or it was a Kirby.
yeah, some shenanigans.
Later on in bracket, I believe that BY15 did in fact take a game off of Papa's Ices
That's pretty.
in winter semis.
Yeah.
I think
Before we get to that though,
right.
in Winter's Quarters we saw Milhouse destroy Celeste.
Oh my god! And we commentated most of this tournament, and going into that set, I predicted. I think Celeste's like a slight to hard favorite here because I've just been really impressed by Celeste's play lately. But
Yeah, he's good.
Milhouse just kind of manhandled him the whole set.
Yeah, it looked like a thing where like Celeste wasn't very comfortable in the matchup. Like
Yeah.
I played with him and BY afterwards, and like it still didn't look great for Celeste versus Marth, but we'll see what happens in the future. In addition, we saw BY beat C's, which is pretty cool. I mean, those guys play a lot, so like
Yeah.
either way that goes, that's unsurprising.
It was such a close set, but the kind of recurring theme of the set that I talked about in the commentary was if C's can just not get forward smash, there's no way he can lose. And he ended up getting hit by like 17 forward smashes in the last 2 games of the set.
That's not, in terms of strategies to win. That's not great.
It's not the best.
It's
It's,
not best.
probably not what you want. C's actually did drop a game to Livewire Warrior in the round before. And he would also go on to lose to Rook 2-0 in losers to not make top 8, and that's quite surprising.
Yeah, like a local, like, I mean, okay, so like a local, like top 8 kind of just is like, oh, whatever, top 8, like it doesn't really matter. But like, it's kind of a benchmark. It's like, this is where the good players are. And below that, it's like, there's a clear delineation.
Yeah.
This tournament was pretty stacked, I will say.
Yeah, like without like you and I even entering, we still had like a pretty stacked, like for Columbus's, for our standards,
Yeah.
Milhouse getting 3rd at this, and then like, just look at it, BY15 getting 4th, Rook and Celeste tying for 5th.
Just looking at the, like the seedings, I think like, it was like Gaines at 9 was like the last, like, I think that's where the skill kind of like broke.
Yeah,
in
because
half.
Luce is at 10, and
Yeah.
I give Gaines a lot more upset potential over the couple people above him than Luce at this point.
So I think there was like 9 people contending for like any really like okay, so like Dreffen and Papa are probably gonna get 1st and 2nd no matter what.
Oh my,
But
yeah,
anything
for
below
sure.
that could go a lot of different ways.
Yeah,
And
that's
honest,
true.
I'm just surprised that C's ended up as the odd man out.
Yeah, of all
Like,
those players, C's was the one who wasn't able to like
Yeah.
crack in that top 8. But I guess Rook just played well. He then did go on a 2-0 AC, and then got 2-0'd by Milhouse, and this was kind of the start of a breakout weekend for Milhouse, and we'll see that
Yeah.
when we talk about the next upcoming set
one
as
thing
well.
I do want to bring up though.
Oh, Apon's here. Shouts to Apon. What's going on?
Where was it?
Oh, Milhouse. No, we
Probably.
just started talking about you. Milhouse is also in the chat. Thanks for joining in. And Milhouse, we have just been pointing out that you've been doing quite well. You ended up getting 3rd at the weekly, and that was kind of just the start of a great weekend for him, as we will see.
Dude, where's Danny?
But of course, in
Oh.
winners semis, Dreffen 2-0 and Milhouse probably to be expected. Papa 2-1ing Dreffen in winners finals,
Okay,
probably
so
not
yeah,
to
that's
be
the fir-
expected.
First, yeah, that was okay. So Papa hasn't been playing Ices for like a month.
I
And,
think
like-
even longer than a month because think back to Room 50. That was mid-January. We're now like past mid-February, and he was going all Kirby at Room 50.
Damn. So yeah, it's been a while since Papa's like seriously gone Ices at a tournament.
Yeah.
And he just took a set off Drefted, which is like pretty cool. Like coming back first thing you do.
Esports Initiative in the chat. We're at 110 now. Like, I literally checked 5 minutes ago, and Shuffle was at 109 entrants, so I wonder who that 110th one is. I am expecting Duck to register very soon. Him and Kalindi are all but confirmed. Like, they're going to come, but they just haven't quite pulled the trigger on registering
Top
yet.
player privilege, protecting them.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not anywhere near the deadline, so they're probably fine.
Yeah. Well, whoever entered is not a top 9 or 10 player for Melee singles, so Lord only knows who it is. But shout out to whoever did register for Shuffle, whoever already is registered for Shuffle in the
Should
chat.
post the link in chat.
I am going to post the link in chat. If you guys haven't registered, you already missed the early bird sign up, but if you don't sign up soon, the venue's just going to keep going up. It's going to go
Yeah.
up and up, so
Register ASAP.
get that out of the way. Eventually, this could get capped, just based on the numbers. We're going to talk about this later, but we are so far ahead of last year's numbers that I wouldn't be surprised if we did hit that cap at some point, and you guys are not going to want to miss out on this event. This is looking like one of the best events that Ohio's seen in quite some time. We're pulling a lot of the Midwest together. We're going to have state crews. It's going to be pretty awesome. Oh, it was Wizen. I'm so a top 10 player. Shouts to Wizen for signing up for Shuffle. Unlike a lot of you broskies.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like we're getting a little distracted now, but
It's okay. I mean, we're talking about Shuffle. That's
Yeah.
positive.
absolutely.
Back to the tournament, though. Pretty much everything played out according to plan and losers. BY beat Celesti, but other than that, there's no, like, in terms of seeding, upsets going on.
Mhm.
Then we saw Dreffen beat Millhouse, and then Dreffen went on to take 2 straight sets from Papa to take the tournament.
Yeah. And Papa was able to take a game in first set of grands, which was good because he told me he thought he was going to get 4-0'd.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of people have been complaining about like the rule set here, like the Xanadu rule set.
Hey,
And the thing that I just want to say on behalf of ESI is, you know, I think a lot of the guys they kind of want it to be a shorter event. They want to get in and get out because they are throwing it every week for us. We do have a lot of weekly events nowadays to go to in Columbus, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So I think Xanadu rule set is fine. It is kind of unfortunate that the more costly of the weekly events has the Xanadu rule set. You think it'd be kind of the other way around.
Yeah.
But you know,
It's whatever.
shouts to Dreffen for taking it back over Papa despite, you know, losing in winners finals. Probably to be expected, but I mean, he's been putting in work lately. Of course, we saw him 3-0 Duck at Sweet 26 the weekend before.
Yeah.
And that's the second straight set that he's taken off of Duck, who got ranked, what, top 15? 15th best
I think
in
it's
the
14th.
world. Is he
which
14th?
I believe so.
I put a dollar on him being 15th because I bet somebody else this. We were on the way back from Mouse 2 or Mouse 3, whichever one we went to. Probably Mouse 2 because I think Mouse 3 was the one that coincided with the monthly that happened this past weekend. But anyway, what I mean to say is somebody was like, dude, there's no way he got ranked 15th. And if you go to his Twitter bio, it says he's 15th best player in the world.
Oh, yeah, he is 15.
Sweet. So yeah, shouts to Duck, especially for confirming for Shuffle, for Heartstrings is coming, KJH is going to come. We're really excited to be bringing Michigan to Ohio for the first time in quite some time.
Yeah, dude. I think just bringing other people in from the Midwest, like from Michigan, Pennsylvania, Indiana, all that kind of stuff is like it's just because Columbus, I think, has such a good location for bringing in talent from around the area.
Absolutely.
That there's
yeah.
like no reason we shouldn't be having like players from all around, like Kentucky, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Indiana, come to our tournaments.
Yeah.
We just gotta make sure they're super good.
We have like the opportunity to bring Duck, KJH, Dreffen, 4%, the real thing, possibly a bait, possibly Cobb, Amita,
Yeah.
Rick, Lance, Kells, Reeve. All these players can get to the same event and not have to drive more than 5-6 hours. And this is really the only location that would really work for something like that. Reeve is coming and has spoken with, I am guessing this is Dylan Fraley, president of ESI, coming from Esports Initiative in the chat. So Reeve, like, tentatively confirmed. That's awesome to hear.
Reeve is sick. Reeve is so cool.
Hey, did you hear that he 2-0'd SFAT that one time?
Dude, I did hear that. Unfortunately, I wish it mattered at all in the tournament. Had any relevancy in the bracket.
Cobb is probably going to come. I've been bugging him to sign up. He won't sign up. He's going to come. Because Cobb comes to, like, weekly OSU events now.
Yeah.
Or he's, like, saying he will. So I think that
We
he'll
got him
definitely...
right where we want him.
We do. And shouts to Cobb putting in so much work lately. So I think that basically does it for the ESI weekly.
Yeah.
Of course, what we also want to talk a bit about is the monthly that occurred
monthly.
on Saturday.
Get the bracket up for that. In just a sec.
Not too many huge upsets, but a couple smaller upsets that I definitely want to throw some shout-outs in some directions here. And the first one is actually in pools where Millhouse 2-1'd me. First set he's ever taken off of me, and we played... That was probably like the 16, 17 set, something around there.
Yeah, it's been a while.
because we've had so many close sets, but like for the longest time, like I've always just like been a bit ahead of him. Our rate of improvement's been pretty similar, but like he finally caught up to me, took that set, so definitely good stuff to him. And I almost didn't even make it out of pools because I almost dropped another set to Sheepo Man. Clutched that out. He kind of SD'd a bunch, so that was a really sad story on his part.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for sure.
And then I also thought the seating was really weird. You weren't at the event, right?
No.
Okay.
Well,
So
the seating was because of upsets and pools.
But the thing is, the way that Smash GG figured everything out, it was kind of weird. So as far as I know, the initial top 8 seeds went Hanky, Fizzle, me, and then some combination of Locke, Snecker. It doesn't matter what order, and then Millhouse. Okay, so the reason me and Millhouse were playing is because we were the 3 and 6 seeds in 4 different pools. Okay, top 2 make it out. So 3 and 6 seeds. I, as the 3rd seed, lost to the 6th seed. So you would think that he would take my 3rd seed, and I would take his 6th seed. And then when we actually go into top 8, I'm playing the 1st seed. They had me play against Hanky. So now, like, the person that lost
weird.
the 6th seed is playing the 1st seed.
But he did take your 3rd seed.
Yeah, well, the 3rd seed would be playing the
2nd seed in semis, and that's what he did.
Yeah, I guess so. Fizzle had to play Snecker earlier than was probably projected, though. So I don't really know. Snecker did take a game, so good stuff to him. I think Fizzle said that he wasn't really playing that well until like kind of the very end of the tournament, end of the bracket.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think the big, like, kind of surprise of this tournament that, like, obviously nobody saw coming, because, like, literally nobody saw it coming, was Locke. Nobody.
We've got D-Fox in the chat, too. Shout out to D-Fox.
What's up, Alex? Locke from San Diego. He's their 7th best player.
Yeah, he did really well.
I mean, like, unsurprisingly, I think he did really well. I think, like, in terms of general strength, I think San Diego and California as a whole is, you know, obviously
For sure.
they're a lot better than us, but I think the fact that, you know, San Diego is probably, I mean, like, the second scene in Southern California, but I think if their 7th best player isn't winning our tournaments, we're doing all right.
What I do want to say about this is I'm a little disappointed that this was the event that Locke was able to come to, because this is smaller than our weekly events, and the reason for that, I think, is a couple different factors. One, I think we've been putting a lot of our efforts, strategically towards promoting Shuffle, and this monthly kind of fell by the wayside for that reason. We also had an ESI weekly the same week as the monthly.
Go
ahead.
I mean, there was like 2 other big tournaments in the Midwest this weekend too.
Yeah, so that's why Papa and Dreffin weren't able to come to this.
Yeah, there was a Smash Valley and Bop Me, I think it was. So like, it's just when like a lot of your talent is out of the region, that just kind of sucks.
I think that a lot of those things did play into it. But another thing is, like, we didn't see a lot of, like, even, like, the lesser, I don't want to say lesser players, but the players who were going to get seeded from, like, 16 to, like, 32, 36.
Yeah.
Because, like, most of the weeklies are averaging 30 or more entrants.
Yeah. No, they're good.
This, I think we had 20, 22.
Yeah, that's not great.
So I think what most people realize is, you know, I already paid $5 on Thursday to play these players. Why am I going to pay, like, $5 or $10 venue? I can't remember what it all was, but it's, like, it's just a lot of money for them to be paying twice in the same week to just play the players they just played a couple days ago.
Yeah.
So I think strategically, like, looking back, we have a lot to learn from. Unfortunately, Locke, like, he came to an event that was, like, a lot smaller and not as, like, well represented for OSU Melee's talent. But he still was able to play Hanky and Bracket, unable to take a game. Ended up beating Millhouse 3-1. And again, this is the same tournament that Millhouse double eliminated me. So Millhouse was certainly playing well and was able to take that game off of Locke. But good stuff to Locke for representing his region quite well, getting 3rd at this event, and actually taking a game off of Fizzle in Losers Finals as well.
I think I'm happy that we defended our turf and not just like Hanky. I'm glad that Fizzle was able to do that as well. But yeah, like you said, smaller tournament, kind of unfortunate. We had like an actual like relevant out of state talent, but we weren't able to give him the full OSU Melee experience. But for what he got, you know, it was pretty good.
Yeah, he seemed like a really cool guy. Unfortunately, I was like super emo the entire day, so like barely
not a great day
introduced
for
myself.
you, for sure.
I like for anybody that watched me on stream, I'm sorry. I hope that you guys will still be friends with me. You can check out the VODs of Mass that we're going to talk about very shortly. I think I played a lot better at that tournament. So please, everybody still think that I'm a good player. That's just for my ego, that'd be really appreciated.
Because somebody already doesn't.
At least I didn't that day. It was just not a good day for me. We're going to have those days.
Yeah.
But looking back, like, you know, no Johns, again, I got outplayed by the people that beat me. They were the better player that day. But I didn't get enough sleep. I ate canes beforehand. They canceled doubles because nobody came.
Yeah, I was gonna
So-
ask you about how'd that go, but I guess you guys probably just didn't play.
Yeah, like there was literally going to be like 4 or 5 teams, and we were just like, well, screw it. Everybody just got their money back. And looking back, like I didn't set myself up to perform well in this tournament. And I think in the future, if I'm not willing to like go to bed early the night before, I'm probably just not going to enter, because if I'm not going to take the tournament seriously, I can't expect myself to be able to perform, you know?
Yeah.
So in the same way, like I feel like I kind of wanted to play since you and I didn't enter on Thursday,
Yeah.
but you know, you have to be willing to make some kind of sacrifices if you want to be able to expect yourself to perform, and that's something that I'm learning,
Mm-hmm.
at least.
Yeah, it's a process.
Amateur Bracket did also happen software. Thanks for pointing that out. And I think Bodie got second. Who did end up taking that? Do you remember?
I'll look right now. Oh, is it on challenge?
Oh, he's posting the challenge. Shout out to software. And we can speculate a little bit about this. People in the chat, if you guys want to check this out. Oh yeah, and Simeon actually came. It was cool seeing him, seeing Riley for the first time in a little while. He actually beat Mystic 2-1. Ended up losing to Boded, so good stuff to Boded. And then yeah, 2Train actually did.
Dude, Boded's a ledge, dude.
Yeah, Boded is actually getting a lot better. It's kind of like Boyd. Like every time I see the guy play, it's like he looks like a slightly better player. Like there's like a noticeable,
Consistent
significant difference here.
But yeah, we see 2Tran 3-1, 3-0 Boded. Very impressive.
Status losing to Free SWAT. I don't know if I know who Free SWAT is. Probably if I saw the face, but
Dude, I
Status.
don't know who Status is.
So Status did really well at the one room that I won over Millhouse. Not Millhouse, C's. Remember, it was kind of smaller.
Oh yeah.
And C's reset the bracket. So Status was a Falco main.
I did
and
so bad at that tournament.
Status,
Wait, is Status Dare Raid?
no, Dare Raid
Okay.
and Status are different people.
Okay.
But Status is a Falco main, and he also like did really well against Gibbs at like an ESI monthly last semester or weekly. So he's made little splashes here and there, and
Cool.
I'd be expected. I'm expecting good things from Status if he keeps with the game, because he's shown a lot of potential as well.
That's awesome.
You
You mentioned Mass.
Shouts to
though.
30 viewers. We got
Oh,
Corn Cob King in the chat,
whoa.
Surfs Up, Gibbs, Wizen, D-Fox.
The homies.
I'm really glad you guys are all here. Please stick with us for another 10-15 minutes. Very soon, we're going to have a really big announcement for OSU Melee for Ohio Melee, and we're really excited about it. We're going to be inviting Babalu, who is literally watching the stream from right up there. His room is his room the one above mine?
We go up.
Up.
You turn around.
Turn around. Yeah.
it is.
So shouts to Coach. I know he can hear me in 2 different ways right now. So
But yeah, I was gonna say you mentioned Mass, and so I think that's appropriate. We can go right into that.
we can
now.
probably go right into that, and if
Just go into
Coach
the
can hear
tournament.
me.
Well, I was just gonna say we just go into the
We could-
results
yeah,
of the tournament.
So Babalu will be here. We can in fact talk about the tournament if you want to
Yeah, I'll
say
bring
something
it.
about that. Bring that up for the stream.
What have I done? Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah, so Corncob King, thank you for pointing this out. Simeon did beat Chuck and Gemini at an event, I think the night before the ESI Monthly.
What?
And what's going on? What the heck? I know that Gemini doesn't play quite as much as he used to, but he's still a very capable player. Chuck's been putting in work. He's looking like a new player every time I see him. And then I haven't really heard much from Riley. All of a sudden, he's just taking sets off these guys. So good stuff to
All I'm
to
hearing
Simeon.
right now is that Bo did greater than Gemini and Chuck.
Basically,
That's all I heard.
dude, transitive property. Everybody knows it's real.
Dayton is free.
What's your Armada number, dude?
My Armada number's pretty low because I've beaten Fumbles.
And
So,
Fumbles has beaten KGH, who's beaten.
KJH has beaten Duck, and then Duck has beaten Leffen and Leffen Armada.
Okay, but I feel like there might actually be a shorter path, but that's still pretty short.
Yeah, well, the KJH's only other notable win is SJ, and SJ hasn't beaten.
Dude, mine's so fraudulent because I've taken like somewhat fraudulent, somewhat not fraudulent sets off Dreffen, and Dreffen's beaten Mewtwo King like before Mewtwo King was a god, and Mewtwo King's beaten Armada. So
That's whack.
we're basically 2 of the best players in Ohio right now.
Oh!
And shoutouts to Coach Babalu. Everybody say hello to Babalu, one of the newer TOs in OSU Melee. Please have a seat.
I guess I'm a TO now.
You are a TO now. How's it going?
I'm doing well. How's
Really
it?
great to see you. Thanks for joining us today.
Of course.
So how's everything going for you so far?
Pretty well. Pretty excited about our announcement tonight. You
Yeah,
know?
I'm gonna make that in just a moment, but I want to ask you a couple questions first. So we know that recently the state of Room has been kind of in flux, if you will.
Sure.
Trash.
AO.
We have dropped many balls in that court.
we all have, and nobody's really stepped up. Papa made a post to the Facebook group, kind of saying like, we need a call to action here. We need somebody to step up. And what was kind of going through your mind on Sunday? Why was it that you said, I'm going to do something?
Can I make a guess at what was going through your mind?
Sure, go.
I want to play Melee today.
Oh yeah, dude,
That's
definitely.
exactly what
Like
you want.
honestly, every time I've TO'd, it's just like there's like no melee happening. Like I guess I could like host people here and like have some people over, but I'd rather just go all out and throw the bracket
Yeah,
and like
dude.
try to
Yeah.
have a stream and stuff. And
Yeah, because
Yeah.
honestly, like, as long as we're throwing it in our house, like, the effort's kind of minimal.
yeah, it's not
Like,
honestly that much. Everything's
not
pretty
that
much
bad.
set up.
Uh-huh.
And like if I had to take it to Donato's, that means I have to walk all the way there, bring a setup probably. That means we have one setup, maybe like 2 more people bring a setup.
Yeah.
So we got like 3 or 4 setups with like 20-man bracket. Like
And
we
you're
have it
still
here.
in the Donato's basement. And it's like, I could be at home right now.
exactly.
So, despite how late notice it was, despite the venue change last minute,
Yeah. Man.
despite not a lot of people really know what was going on, we still got 22 entrants at this. Overall, how do you think the event went? Do you think it reached your expectations going in?
Yeah, I think we had more than even the last week when I had actual. I think I had like a couple of days advance. Of,
Yeah,
like,
it was like way more planned beforehand.
Yeah, we had like actually a Facebook page not made 2 hours before the event happened.
Yeah, yeah,
and
absolutely.
yeah, but no, it went pretty well. We had a lot of people come out.
hmm
We had a decent amount of setups, so things ran at least decently smoothly. I think it got through in like 2 hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think if we had like 1 or 2 more setups, that would have been great.
Yeah.
So for everybody in Oshi Melee that's thinking about coming to any future events of the Smash House, please consider
Brings it up.
just bring a setup. You're gonna get $1 off of that.
And I'm not
Definitely
even.
helps.
I won't
entry
even just
fee.
say for any tournaments at Smash House, any tournament. If you have a small setup and it's like not that annoying to carry, just bring it. It helps the tournament so much. Like Room 50 almost just didn't happen because without like a lot of people just getting there and then being like, yeah, we can go back to my house and get a setup because it's like not that heavy.
Yeah, there's a
Like,
lot of
we-
like last minute like all right
Yeah.
crap like let's make this happen kind of thing
Yeah.
happen. So we need to see just a little bit more of that in the future, I think. But yeah,
It's a cruise.
all in all, I think it went pretty well. Looking at the bracket here, that's not the bracket I wanted. It's on Challenges Room 53, even though it was
Yeah.
definitely a mass.
It was both, dude.
It was.
It was a little
It was
bit
a
fun.
combination.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if you can see the bracket on the screen, but we're doing our best.
So just looking at the first round of winners, I'm not seeing any huge upsets here. Going into second round, Livewire Warrior, Dylan Fraley, president of ESI himself, taking a game off of AC.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty decent, especially because AC's been playing more and more lately, so he's
Yeah,
definitely
AC's
getting his
good.
tech skill back. He's playing solid. And of course, probably biggest upset of the year, Babalu 2-1 in games. Let's go.
That's sick.
Maybe not the biggest upset, but I think I played really well at that
Yeah.
Good.
game 2 and 3.
And
I
you've
saw-
got so much experience in that
I
matchup
saw your
too.
tweet. You tweet about how like you really liked our commentary. Did you like take something away from that and like kind of apply it again into here? Like, I feel like we were giving you some really good gems, like in terms of like stage positioning and everything like that.
Yeah, you guys are really
And, like,
pointing out a lot of good.
And like, so, that's when I commentate. That's kind of my goal. Like, commentate locals. Like, my goal is to just like give players good stuff to like think about
Yeah,
when they hopefully watch their sets. And like, I saw Danny talking about that, and I was like, really, well, I was proud of us, but I was just happy about like how we're gonna continue to like keep doing this because like that's just another way you can give back and like make the scene better in terms of skill. Is you just kind of tell them what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong. So like, I was really happy when I saw the bracket, saw you beat Gaines, because like that's just another good win for you. So
Yeah, dude. Like, when I went back and watched it, it was like most of the time when I go back and watch Yoshi sets, it's either them just like popping off at things they don't understand or like what is even happening on screen, like making jokes, and like it's kind of funny for a while, but like it doesn't really help. But like you guys were actually just talking about like specific stuff that was
yeah. Now let's
useful.
keep it straight. I have no idea what's going on, but I can see
But
two
yeah, you at
characters
least
on the screen.
no for sure.
So
You
I
at least
kind of
take it
understand.
seriously.
I think that like for local events, like the commentary should be kind of half about providing an entertaining commentary experience, and also half about just like trying to help everybody improve and like pointing out things that people could be working on. Because usually at local events, like there's going to be a lot of sets on stream that isn't top level melee. You know,
for sure.
and like kind of pointing out like some of the things that they could be thinking about and sharing some of the expertise, as a commentator, whoever you are on the mic, I think is definitely one of the best things you can be doing. Getting back to the bracket, Celestia being a pawn, actually dropping a game, and Celestia went all Marth, bringing Steph to game 3 as well with his Marth. I was kind of impressed by that.
Really?
Yeah, he did go all Marth in this
That's
event.
weird.
I guess he just wasn't feeling the bird.
I've never played as Marth in my life. That's crazy.
I
Wait,
don't think I have either.
maybe like once.
Yeah. But so we've seen Millhouse do really great this entire weekend, and then you ran into him in winner's quarters. He did win the set 2-0. How did that go in your mind?
I think game 1 I kind of got cheeked and I ran in a lot. Game 2 it was like last stock. It was pretty close. I think he ended up at like 60 something. It's a kind of tough matchup, but I think it's pretty close. Yoshi gets through a lot of what Sheik throws out, and you can kind of crouch cancel a lot, so you kind of just play the crouch cancel game.
Mm-hmm.
Crouch cancel.
It's fun.
Absolutely. So yeah, AC actually beats BY15.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I would have thought that Garrett was a slight favorite.
Isn't Garrett like farm Steph too?
Yeah, he usually has been doing very well against Steph, but I think that AC has a slightly different style.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. So I think I've been playing them both recently, and I think like just based on my observations, my Fox does way better against AC, and then but then against Steph, my like Marth and Sheik do way better. So it's like I think that's where the matchups kind of, you know, their strengths and weaknesses lay. So it makes sense that, it makes sense. I think that AC can beat BY, and then subsequently take a game off Millhouse as well. I obviously didn't see any of the matches, but I'd have to imagine Game 3 was probably close, just depending on stages and everything.
From what I remember, I believe it was.
So good stuff, JC.
Kind of looking down at the losers bracket as we're progressing on. Bum Squeeze beating Gaines. I think that's the second straight set he's taken, which is
I was
impressive
surprised by that as
because that's only the second set he's ever taken off of Gaines. I think Gaines had won every one leading into the past two. So definitely great stuff to Phil. He's been putting in so much work, and the last set him and I played, not counting this one, because we played in winners quarters as well, and I don't think he played his best, but he immediately went on to beat Gaines.
Yeah.
Again. But the week before, he like literally took me to last stock Game 3.
Wow.
So he's definitely getting really good in the Falco matchup, and he's got a lot of potential ahead of him, I think. Garrett only able to beat Apon by going to Game 3, so good stuff to Apon. He's definitely been putting in work too. There's just so many people like right below the level of all the people that can take sets off of the PR players. There's like this weird kind of like spectrum of players now.
If you're new and you think about like, you know, what character do I pick up, what can I have the most fun with, don't pick Falco because nobody enjoys it.
Don't.
There's just so many Falcos right now.
If you're looking further on in losers, we got Bum Squeeze 2-0 Celestia's Marth, so good stuff to Phil. And then AC clutching out one of the closest sets I've seen between any players in Columbus in a long time. Last hit, Game 3, between AC and Bum Squeeze, and he barely clutches that out. If you guys haven't seen that set, do you know when you're going to get these VODs uploaded?
Oh, they're already up. Is this the mat? Or is
this most recent
this the most recent one?
Yeah.
It should be at least by the end of the week.
End of the week. We will post these to the Facebook group, and you're going to want to watch AC Bum Squeeze. Game 3 was so tense, and AC barely able to clutch out victory. In quite an awesome way. He kind of dropped a certain edge guard, and then he gets another opportunity for that edge guard and clutches it out. So you could just feel like the mental fortitude coming from these players and them just adapting like in real time. It was a real treat to see. On the other side of losers, we had Garrett 2-1 in Crawshaw. So good stuff to Crawshaw taking game off of Garrett. There's just so many players who I at one point didn't think would be capable of taking games off of other players, and all of a sudden.
I didn't even realize that until you just said that. Like that's crazy. Crawshaw, I played him like 3 weeks ago, and like I just based on that, like I wouldn't expect him to take games off BY, but apparently he's just improving a ton. Like
absolutely,
there's so many players that are like becoming pretty decent now. It's scary to be someone like me who like I don't get to go to tournaments anymore very much, so I'm just playing friendlies a bunch and like going to a tournament. I don't know who like can like legit like take a game off me or take a set off me.
Yeah,
it's just scary.
Like as somebody who goes to basically every single OSU local event, I'm losing my like I at one point I had a very clear idea in my mind of like kind of like the tiers, like the relative skill rankings, if you will, the Rooktionary ones. I had like in my mind like, okay, this group of players can take sets off one another, and then there's these ones that might be able to challenge these guys, but probably not. And now it's just like it's blended. Everything's getting blurred, and I'm not quite sure where a lot of these players are. So it's awesome to see OSU Melee kind of stepping it up. I think that the scene as a whole is getting a lot stronger, like in large part due to the fact that we're having so many events nowadays.
Yeah, I think like the main problem like for the last like 2 years has been like there's like 3 tournaments a month.
Yeah,
and it's like 2 or 3, like just depending on however many rooms there are. And without that, it's like, all right, well we're gonna play friendlies and stuff, but it's gonna be pretty infrequent when we get to actually get tournament experience.
Yeah,
and now there's like 1 to like 3 tournaments in our city every week, and even more around us, and so many people are traveling now to Dayton, Cincinnati, Neo, Indiana, Kentucky. Right. It's like, you know, there's always opportunities to play in a tournament, and the more experience you get, the better you just get naturally.
I'm really glad you brought that up because I actually want to give a really quick shout out now that you bring that up. Starting, I think, next Tuesday in Huber Heights, I'm reading this from the OSU Melee post that Mudkip posted. Looks like Tuesday nights in the Dayton area, there's going to be a $5 entry Melee singles event. Clarkade in Huber Heights on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Message Chuck Vigus. I can never remember if it's Vigus or Vigus. I feel like a total jerk for never having learned the pronunciation of his last name, but you never refer to him. He's Mudkip in my mind. Or Chuck. They also have a DDR machine, so if you guys are into that sort of thing. So there's now a new Dayton thing going on Tuesdays.
More tournaments. That's good.
And I'm going to be talking to Mudkip about potentially seeing if we might be able to do the podcast from that venue next week.
That'd be
So
awesome.
we might be bringing a car to that. If anybody's interested, hit us up. We'll probably have a couple seats available if you guys want to come. And I just want to wrap up talking about this previous mass. Me and Steph had an insanely close winter semis match where I barely nudged her out in game 3. That's another great set. You guys should check that out. I think that we kind of played pretty well. Like, it was good melee. It wasn't like, oh, I'm flubbing this and she gimps me because I made a mistake. Like, it was some pretty decent melee and definitely good stuff to Steph for how she played. Millhouse 2-1ing AC. And then in winners finals, I did enact my revenge against Millhouse for humiliating me the day before.
Yeah, you got fucked.
He destroyed me,
I ain't gonna lie.
but in winners finals of this event, I was able to win 3 straight games after losing game 1, 2 on FD. And
Yeah,
I think a
that's
big
how that
part of
would
it is that he has kind of like an M2K style. He likes to go in the corner and just pick these rock, paper, scissors options that he knows he can kill me off of. And if my punishes aren't there, if I'm not winning enough of these rock, paper, scissors interactions, he just kills me.
Mhm.
But a lot of his kills are relying on these platform follow-ups. His chain grabs aren't quite on
I
that
noticed
same
as
level.
well. Like, I played him, he kind of picked me to FD as well.
Mhm.
And, like, I felt fairly comfortable knowing that even if I get grabbed, I'm not necessarily going to die.
Yeah.
So, like, when you know that, you can play a little bit more free and you don't have to, like, worry and tense up so much to avoid getting grabbed. It's like a big deal on that map because, like,
Yeah.
if you don't have to play that certain way, it opens up so much for you. So, like, I'm sure you can tell us more about that, but, like,
I do want to correct Millhouse in the chat, saying winners finals was 3-2. It really wasn't. He won game 1 on Battlefield. I won my counter pick, which I believe was Pokemon, and then I proceeded to win the next 2 games on FD. So winners finals was 3-1. I don't know if that was a typo on Millhouse's part. Grand set 1 was in fact 3-1 Millhouse.
This was I was
No,
like,
you
not
didn't.
watching.
You didn't report it incorrectly. Winners finals is
No.
3-1.
Grand finals I reported incorrectly.
Oh yeah. Okay. Grand finals was
'Cause
reported
I was
correctly.
just told 3-2, 3-1.
Oh,
That's all I was told,
okay,
and so I
yeah.
just like put them in wherever because I was like, it doesn't really matter to me that much.
The
But-
final set of grand finals was
That's
so
not bad.
close. It was last hit, last stock. If you guys don't know the victor of the tournament, I'm not even gonna spoil it. Just go watch. That's all I have to say. Millhouse did, of course, make it back to grands after 3-1 in PY15. And you know what I've been thinking, Babalu?
So
I've been thinking, Room isn't really working. Like nobody's really stepping up.
okay. Room is there's just a power.
you know what
right
bothers me
now.
about Room actually?
Go.
Oh, we're just shitting on Room.
Well, other
now?
than the fact that
You know what I
they
hate
kinda-
about Room?
They kind of got busy, so it's hard for him to like actually commit to TOing. And like, shout out to him for still scheduling like with Donatos, but it was scheduled so sporadically. It was never like
And that's really the best we
weekend.
could get.
It was like
in all fairness.
it was either 2 Sundays or 3 Sundays a month,
Mhm.
and like they were all like almost never even in a row. So it
Mhm.
was really hard to deal with, and that bothered me like a lot.
To be fair, I think it bothered me a lot too. Like, it was pretty. You would just find out at the beginning of the month when the tournaments were. So
Yes. Yeah, that's my Twitch, and that's really
Yeah, I've got Babalu's Twitch in the chat here. Everybody, please go follow that. Follow us. Follow
Feel
us
free
and this guy. Doing so much work, putting in so much work. Check out the past broadcasts if you guys want to check out some of these VODs before they get uploaded by this guy right here. And you know what I'm thinking? Like, Room is kind of sporadic, not that reliable nowadays.
I agree.
Why don't we just run mass every Sunday?
We could just run it every Sunday.
Do you think we should just kind of run mass every Sunday?
You know, we have a house.
We have the Smash House.
the whole Smash House.
It's called the Smash House.
for a reason.
Melee at Smash House Sundays weekly confirmed?
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
Great.
Every Sunday, guys. We're going to start doing this every single Sunday for you guys. Room, we might still be able to have Room. We might make that more of a monthly. That's kind of to be determined. We're going to see if there's even really a reason to stick with Room. We're not necessarily getting rid of it, so I don't want anybody to, go haywire right now or anything. But we want to provide an awesome experience for you guys every Sunday. So we're going to be coming out with more details about these events in the very near future. Reg will now be on Smash.gg. We're going to have a recurring tournament event on that.
That's
Really
awesome.
excited for that. We've got Dilly G, my roommate in the house, who's going to be running the streams for us. We are going to be charging $1 venue. We're asking for $1 venue. We're providing this for you guys. We want to try to get some sort of cash flow so we can buy better stream equipment and other things that we can use to provide a better tournament experience. It will still be $2 entry, $1 off for the setup. So you bring a setup and you're still only paying $2. So we're doing a little bit of give and take here, and I'm really excited for the prospect of what this can do for our community. I think that kind of does most of what I wanted to say about this. Do you have anything else to add here?
I'm just really excited about having like the content flow, of every Sunday. We're gonna have 2 weeklies that are probably gonna be confirmed, every week.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's a lot of Melee for people.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a great stream setup.
Absolutely. And we're going to be working on, the stream layouts. We're going to be, working on YouTube channels to get all this stuff uploaded to you guys.
And doubles.
And we
wow.
have the whole house for all of Sunday. Like, now, venue isn't a big deal. We can start when we need to. We can end as late as we want. So if you guys want Melee doubles, if you guys want draft crews, we want to
Mario
provide
Party.
the experience. Mario Party.
Oh, we have so many good games.
Rocket League.
Oh yeah.
Burial
Rocket Band or a Rock Band.
Rock Band.
Oh yeah.
So we do have
Halo.
good internet. Millhouse is saying if we have good internet,
Monopoly.
he can provide 2 subsequent or consecutive simultaneous streams. So if you guys want to get involved with helping us run mass, hit up one of us. Like say, hey, I really like commentating. Can I commentate some more? Can I help you guys TO? Can I help run brackets? Can I help you guys promote?
Great way to learn how to TO is just do it because it's actually not that hard.
Yeah,
And
no,
it's
literally, I
rewarding.
just started
Like-
doing it.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Another thing I'm hoping to do soon is, because for Rooms, it was always just a local event. We never really tried to reach out to any other parts of Ohio. But now that we have this house, I'm going to start reaching out to people like 4%, like Boyd, like Connor, like Gemini, Mudkip, saying, hey, do you guys want to hang out with us Saturday night crash at our place and then just, stay at the tournament on Sunday? I think that'd be a great opportunity for us to get more experience playing more people in Ohio. And again, Columbus is just right in the center of Ohio, so we can have this weekly event and bring people every Sunday if we want.
Yeah.
Ton of fun.
Of course, we don't have unlimited space, and we probably have a little bit less space than Donato's. I don't see that being a big issue. But expect, yes?
I was just gonna say the basement, like we don't have any setups and anything down there. Like even if we don't, obviously I haven't been to a mass yet. Well, I went to one like months ago, but like
Yeah.
if people bring setups, I feel like we could have a lot of space. But you guys live here, I know. So
Yeah, we definitely have a room or two in the basement that we haven't really had to use. We've used them for like parties to like keep the Smash in other rooms, but like if we need to for mass, we can always put like a couple of just like the regular setups in 1 or 2 of the rooms down.
Oh my god, I'm so glad Milhouse pointed this out. Outdoor Melee when the weather
as
gets
soon as
better,
possible.
we have 2
Oh, yeah, we have
amazing
2
porches.
With you can open the doors and just like have a
Oh
the
my
plugs
God.
right
We're
to
doing
there.
the podcast from out there. I hope you guys know.
Yeah, like once the
that'd
weather
be
gets
sick.
nicer, we will be coming straight from the porch of the Smash House. So I hope you guys are excited about this. Let us know what you guys want from these events because we're putting these events on for you guys. I'm definitely really excited about this, and I hope that you guys are as well.
For sure. That's the main thing. It's for the community. Like I don't really want to TO a bunch, but like just the fact that we have the house and like interest, it's just hopefully gonna go so well. And
So just knowing that the interest is there, that if we throw these tournaments, you guys will come, is enough, recognition for us. Again, we do this for you guys, and yeah, I'm just really excited. Midwest Melee timed out Corn Cob King for 600 seconds. Nice.
oh no, not like this.
I forget how to undo it. Oh wait,
Message
I remember.
deleted. What was he saying?
He was just whining about how he invented Porch Melee.
Zwizen really thinks that he can own anybody in Halo. I'll money match you in Halo, broski.
Wow.
Also, I think the first time I played Porch Melee was at Tom Lepley's tournament that he had like forever ago. This was when Corcus was like one of the better players. He still lived here. He still played Melee. I think I got like 3rd to Hanky and Corcus at the event to give you guys an idea of how long ago this was. But yeah, Tom Lepley had a house tournament. It was streamed. They had a lot of setups outside. It was just a really great time.
Dude, shoutouts to fucking Serb.
Dude, Serb, yeah. Like, dude, I wish that guy would come around more.
Shoutouts to all the old school like OSU Melee legends. Like just anyone who was on the relative skill rankings. I know we talked about that, but like anyone
Oh my
who was
God.
on that is old school.
Can we
Like,
just bring it up and just reminisce for a second?
Oh
No.
my God.
All right, that's fine. Let's just totally not do that.
we can. I don't care. But
Yeah, the no. Okay, so this is also
it's
another.
possible on a vitriol as well.
Leave me to your shit
Gibbs is
first.
bringing up the no PR tournaments, saying rest in peace. We could do amateur brackets.
We could do an amateur.
We could start
bracket.
doing
We
pools.
could do like
We have
Like-
the time.
we could do pools. We could like do an Arcadian like once a month or something
Let's
like
do
that if we really
triple
wanted.
elimination.
Triple elimination, please,
Nice.
God, no.
Wow, dude.
Oh my God. It's kind of
I'm just saying.
in a way. I think it would actually be ideal because if I beat somebody in winners and then they beat me in losers, it's like, well, crap. Like you happen to win the more important set. You adapted and won the second set, but I want to play 3 sets with you. Like I want to see who would have won that third set.
I'm saying don't lose, dog.
That's fair.
That's a lot of sets though.
Yeah.
That's
I'd be
too much
interested to
melee.
see what the bracket would look like. Or
The
how
only-
you set it up.
Oh, dude, that would
NorCal
be
has
so
done them
confusing.
before. They've
I
like
believe it.
done
I believe it.
triple elimination tournaments. If you look at, I'm sure you can find it somewhere, but it's just fucked.
I feel like I'd rather just do like round robin pools or something.
Probs.
Yeah, no, that's better.
So, again, I hope you guys are excited about that. We're going to be coming at you with more details this upcoming week about
Definitely.
the upcoming recurring series that is Melee at Smash House Sundays, Mass on Sunday. So, Bobbly, you're more than welcome to hang out with us for the rest of the stream. I don't think we really have that much more to talk about. We are still going to touch very lightly on the whole Pichu Kid thing. Maybe just give some opinions on that. Talk about Shuffle for a brief second. We got to do a Shuffle plug. And Mitch is going to tell us a little bit about how B7 went in his mind. We can talk about that a bit.
Messed
Seven
up.
doubles was nuts.
I forgot to write about doubles.
I didn't really get to see a lot of doubles. We can talk
Oh.
about that in a second. But
So
so
Pichu Kid, he cheated.
Pichu Kid cheated in the past. Would you consider what he did cheating now? And before I ask you this question, I actually want to just give a very
Wait.
brief overview
You're
of.
about to ask me if I considered it cheating, dude?
Wait, the second
We'll
thing or
get
the
there.
first?
The more recent thing that happened.
Oh, I thought you meant the first thing. I
No,
was
no,
like,
the first
what
thing was
fuck kind of-
clearly okay.
yeah, dude.
So-
Yeah, no, I understand. But yeah, seriously.
So Ian Kraus, he posted OSU Melee and presumably a lot of other Facebook groups
He did.
on behalf of the Case Western Reserve University Smash Club, and he had this to say. This past weekend at Smash Valley 5 at Penn State University, Andrew Clark, known as Pichu Kid, was allowed to register as a spectator, despite the ban. I think he still had been banned from a lot of places at this point in time,
Yeah.
but he received permission to enter as a, or not enter, but just show up as a spectator. Another player, Am Drew, did register for bracket but didn't attend, so Pichu Kid took that player's spot. He did so without asking permission of that player and without informing the TOs. In light of these events, the tournament organizers of Northeast Ohio have decided that Andrew Clark will be banned from entering tournaments for a period of 4 months, effective immediately, with the ban expiring on July 1st, 2017. At the end of the ban, he will be subject to 6-month probationary period expiring on January 1st, 2018. He will not be barred from spectating events. Any infractions committed during the probationary period may lead to an extended ban. These terms of this ban are subject to change if further infractions are committed. There will be no appeal process. Signed, Case Western Reserve University Smash Club. So a question I have immediately off the bat is, it says here, he will not be barred from spectating events. I'm not sure if that only applies to the probationary period or just in general, because it seems like a lot of people are just not going to want Andrew Clark at their events at all. And I'd like to open up the floor to you two now to weigh on them this. Do you think that this is the right punishment? Is this too harsh? Is it too lenient?
Oh, it's way too lenient in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah, so like, okay, so the first thing he did was already like pretty fucked, and like
Mhm.
I would have understood if they.
And for anybody that, I'm sure most of the people in the chat are familiar, but can you give us a real brief synopsis of what he had done in the past
so
to initially
before
get
he
banned?
hacked 20XX to literally like, it was devious, dude. So he hacked 20XX
Mhm.
to make Pichu better, but he did it in ways that weren't really noticeable
Mhm.
to anyone who didn't have an extensive knowledge of Pichu.
AKA everybody aside from him.
Literally everyone in the community.
Yeah.
And so he would go to tournaments and he would bring this setup, and he would only play tournament matches on it, and it would only work if you plugged in to a certain port and did a certain button combination, and then Pichu became like pretty fucking good, like to the point where like he was beating these players that were like ranked in his region.
Mhm.
And
I
like,
think he took 4% to like game 5.
yeah, no, that's something that actually happened.
And when
in
I
real
saw
life.
that, I was in disbelief. For good reason.
Yeah.
Because 4%'s nuts.
4%'s great.
Shout out
and
to Dave.
Chaos is like not like that good. Like he wasn't as good as 4%, and now it's like there's no reason this should be happening with Pichu. And
Mhm.
so he was found out and he, was banned or whatever for a while, and then now we're here, and
this wasn't even the full extent of what happened. So
that was a very TLDR kind of thing.
this was very TLDR from Ian Krause on behalf of Case Western Reserve University Smash Club. I believe when he ended up losing, and this is kind of unrelated to the whole thing, but like he was kind of like impostering somebody else. I suppose, or I think I heard that somebody kind of like found out who he was and he lied about who he was or something, trying to like snake around it. And then when he lost, he like took his Wii and just like chucked it on the ground. It exploded into like a million pieces.
But like, yeah, he just slammed it in the ground. It exploded.
It
and
walked
he just,
away.
Like,
Didn't clean it up.
Yeah, didn't make any effort to clean it up. So he's like kind of a dick and like kind of like, I don't know. He's been a problem at tournaments before multiple times, and then now he comes to this Smash Valley, takes the bracket spot of somebody else, and it's like, so the reason I think like this ban was way too lenient is because like his first offense was really, really bad.
Yeah,
and like
he like kind of destroyed the integrity of Melee. We've never seen anybody actually tamper with it and cheat in this way. And it's kind of like him opening up like a whole can of worms for us to have to worry about this in future events.
So that's pretty fucked. And then he like is not good at tournaments, and like he breaks Wii's, and like afterwards he said like, you guys are lucky I wasn't like that mad or whatever. And that's like not great. And then he goes and like does this at Smash Valley. In my opinion, I think it should just be over for him. Like I think like at the very like Leffen was just a dick to people, and they banned him for a year.
Yeah.
And this kid has actually done, like, he has cheated at the game.
Yeah.
He's been a problem at tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, it's all been, like, documented and it's, like, been noticed. And they're still, like, in my opinion, just kind of giving him a pat on the wrist. And,
All
like,
right.
not really, I don't know. It's messed up to me that he can, like, do all this stuff and then just only have to, like, 4 months or whatever. Like, that's not a lot of time.
If I could weigh in here,
Go ahead.
I think that a lot of the reason that people wanted to be lenient at first is because it was kind of agreed upon by most of the community that a lot of his behavior was due to some kind of like problems that he had in his personal life, some like mental health issues.
Yeah.
So to some extent, he still was now in some way is a part of our community, and we don't have any obligation to help him out, to take care of him, especially if he's going to do these things. But I feel like people wanted to kind of take pity on him and help him reintegrate himself back into the community, try to get his life back on track. I remember when all like the initial controversy with him like cheating happened. Like I had never really talked to him. I think I might have played him in person like one time. Didn't know him very well, and he just started messaging me on Facebook trying to reach out to me because I don't think he had anyone else to go to. And I imagine he reached out to a lot of other people that were basically kind of strangers to him.
Yeah.
So I think that people were kind of taking pity on him and thinking, okay, as long as nothing like this ever happens again, we can probably look past this and hopefully he can, get his shit together. At the same time, though, like, I don't think we've seen enough of an effort on his part to really better himself when he's still doing things of this nature.
I agree.
And with that in mind, in my mind, I don't think this is certainly not too harsh of a penalty. I think that some people would be quite justified in saying they want to ban him, maybe even for life from their own events. But what I will say is if he wants to come back to the community at any point, he needs to do something big to show us that he's serious about changing and turning his life around and just being a better person for the community. Because as a community, we want to include him. We want him to have a good time with us. But at the same time, we kind of have to look out for ourselves and our events. And there have been other times where people have wondered, would I even feel comfortable going to an event if X person is going to be there, if Y person is going to be there? And TOs have to worry about that. TOs have to provide an experience, and they don't want the responsibility of having to worry that this kid might have some sort of tantrum, this kid, might cheat again. So I think he needs to do something big for the community. Like, I don't know if it's going to be providing content for the community. I don't know if it's like community service, if he needs to volunteer at events that he can't enter for like a while. But something of that nature, I think, is going to be what he will need.
Well, he's already on probation, dude. It's already like I don't know. It's hard to like. I just think it's kind of silly, like banning someone and then putting them on like probationary period.
Mm-hmm.
Like I understand it, but like it's just weird that like it went this far to like. There's like they had like this committee where they went in and like examined everything. And then, decided on this kind of arbitrary ban and then subsequent probationary period. it's usually I don't know. In the past, it's mostly just been kind of binary, where it's like, all right, you're banned for X time, and that's it.
I do think it's a little unfortunate that this drama is kind of what's putting Neo and to a lesser extent all of Ohio on the map right now for Melee. Like this is kind of like I mean of like all
Well,
the things.
I think this thing is like way less.
This is not nearly as big as the initial one for sure. But like, when's the last time that you think anybody in Wisconsin or California talked about Ohio Melee like ever? So I'm hoping that we can put Ohio on the map soon. And that's actually quite a decent segue, if I do say so myself, to talking about this year's up-and-coming Shuffle event happening on April 1st and
What a
2nd.
segue!
Because I think that this is going to definitely give us a chance to put Ohio on the map, bring all of the Midwest together. I'm going to
Who's coming to
reposting
Shuffle?
this in the chat. If you guys have not already signed up for this, I would highly recommend that you guys consider doing this, because right now we have 110 attendees. Selfless Lucky is officially registered. That happened this past week, and that's amazing. Shouts to Zanmore, who is friends with Lucky, subbed to him on his stream, befriended him over a long period of time, and was able to be used as a contact between us and Lucky to actually make this happen. So we're really excited to be flying Lucky out to this event. Of course, the Moon is also going to be here, so we're super excited about that, of course.
Luna.
He's one of the more entertaining personalities
I
in
love the Moon.
the top players, so it's going to be a great time, I think.
Yo, and commentary superstar Fendrick Lamar.
Fendrick Lamar will be in attendance as well, so that's going to be awesome as well. We had Wobbles come out last year, and that was great, so continuing our tradition of commentary excellence, of course. Of course, Dreffin's going to be there. You're going to see 4%. Fizzle Boy has registered, so he's going to be there. We got IBDW.
We managed to drag Fizzle across the stage.
Somehow we got him to reg so early, which was kind of surprising to me. But IBDW recently reg. That's a guy from New York. He's
Yeah,
coming with
that's it.
Ferris in Ferris's car.
Oh, nice.
And for anybody in OSU Melee that doesn't know this, this is possibly another announcement you guys might not have heard, but Ferris is moving back to Columbus in like 6 months. You
Yeah,
you knew that, right?
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, he said that, like, you know,
Nice.
he's kind of like done with his contract with the company that he's been working with in New York City. So, or I don't know if he's in New York City or
No,
wherever.
he's upstate New York.
Upstate. So he now has like options again, and he's decided, like, you know, he wants to come back. I know his girlfriend is still you know, living in Columbus and everything. We're gonna be super excited to have him back. We actually just hung out with him at Sweet 26 a couple weekends ago.
Wish I could have gone with that.
Yeah, it was actually pretty sick, and we saw Dreffin 3-0 duck at that
I wanna
event.
go to
Oh,
tournaments,
wow.
dude.
That was so
Oh,
sick.
no.
So Shuffle is
Sucking
going to be
this
great.
shit.
We're going to have Ferris Wheel there. Heartstrings is coming. Duck and
That's so
KGH are coming. The real thing will be there. Cal, up and coming Foxman from Cincinnati, will be there.
Straight up, never mind.
We have 110 attendees, and at this time last year, do you know like, Danny, how many attendees do you think we had this time last year? We have 110 right now. This time last year for Shuffle, give me a real broad estimate.
So it's like, what, a month out of Shuffle?
A little bit over a month.
I guess around maybe 80.
34.
34.
We're at over 3 times the amount of attendees this time last year.
Wow.
So, again, I really think this is going to be the biggest event we've ever seen in Ohio. This is going to bring the Midwest together like we've never seen before. This is going to be the first event where you're going to be able to see Lucky, The Moon, Dreffin, 4%, Fizzle, The Real Thing, Heartstrings, Cal, Duck, KJH.
No, it's,
Reeve
it's
is
gonna
coming.
Be stacked as hell.
Reeve
There's
is
actually a
coming,
lot
by
of
the
top
way.
100 players coming.
And it's going to be like, no matter where you are in the Midwest, Columbus can't be that far. We're kind of located right in the middle of the Midwest, so Shuffle being the Battle of the Midwest this year makes a lot of sense. We're also going to have state crews for Melee.
Oh, we are.
Yeah, we are. That's a big
5
reason why
people?
we're trying to get Michigan to come out so much.
5-person?
Yeah, 5-person. So
I'm
Michigan's
I'm not making the cut.
Prob's not going to make the cut. You got to make some big moves in the next month. You got to take some names if you want to make the cut for
If I
that.
could enter a tournament, I would. Dude, he's only playing earlier.
You got
Yeah.
I'm
one.
playing good. Dude.
This guy's getting some places. He's definitely moving on
I
out.
just can't go to tournament.
You got a month. You gotta start winning some stuff.
Shouts to the Real Thing in the chat. We will not forget about Figment. Figment is the Real Thing's little brother. Is it his little brother or are they twins?
I don't know, but dude,
They played
teams
doubles.
from Fight
Yeah,
Pit.
yeah.
Yeah,
Teams from Fight Pit.
Fight Pit?
Fight Pit 6, I think, was this weekend, or Fight Pit 10,
No,
maybe?
Smash Valley.
Was it Smash Valley?
Yeah, Fight Pit's in a couple, like in a month.
Yeah, Fight Pit
Oh,
hasn't
okay.
happened yet.
But Smash Valley's in State College.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I watched doubles from that, and it was Figment and the Real Thing versus I can't think of his name. We're just talking about him. Oh, they also played them. That was a really good set. It was Lucky and Abate. But it
So Figment's actually 1 year older than the Real Thing. But keep going.
Oh yeah, no, they're amazing at double Falco.
Yeah, I saw
It's
that.
so
That was
cool.
weird.
It's oppressive.
It's ridiculous.
I didn't know how to handle it last time I played.
Oh, it's so much
Really
fun
didn't.
to watch.
Yeah.
And they played yeah,
They're definitely a top 5 team in Ohio, and
they're really fun to watch.
you know, with doubles in Ohio actually like kind of slowly getting places. We've got Dreffin and whoever he's actually able to team with at that
Dude,
point in
oh
time,
my God.
which kind of sucks for him because Hankey's not playing much anymore. And like
Smash Gun and Law, that's what it was. Sorry, continue.
Smash God and
Oh
Laud
yes,
almost beat Smash. That would have been sick.
that was
There
a
was some
sick
unfortunate,
set.
Good stuff, Real
unfortunate
Thing.
Oh
SDs
my
game
God.
three.
Also, Real Thing, thank you for signing up for Shuffle. You're setting a good example for Neo. Do what you can. Figment's already signed up, but get the rest of Neo to sign up. The more entrants we get from like local Ohio guys, the easier it'll be to bring those Michigan guys to get a bait to come, to convince Kells to come.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
And I just want all the biggest and best Midwest talented guys under the same roof in the Schottenstein Center. We're gonna be in the Schottenstein Center, the same
That's
place where
pretty
the
nuts.
That is pretty nuts.
the Ohio State Buckeyes basketball team plays, and so many other sports as well. So it's definitely going to be awesome. I can't talk enough about how excited I am for the event. And for that reason, I think that we should probably just move on because we still have
That
B7
pretty
to
much
talk
caps
about.
it. Yeah, so talking about B7. B7 was this weekend. I mean, y'all probably watched it.
Levin
but-
came so close.
Yeah, so like it
Came
basically-
so close.
Basically, dude, that is such an amazing emote. That fucking LeBron one. Did you see that? Right?
Whoa!
That's so good.
Homemade waffled brawn. That's sick.
That's amazing.
I'm gonna go sub to homemade waffles like later on tonight just so I can get that.
So yeah,
Top
Beast.
tier.
Let me pull up my document. Beast was like pretty sick and really upset heavy. Like first things first, like in pools, Yappy beat Diskid Boogie, which
Yeah.
in my opinion is like
Crazy.
a pretty big upset.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because Dizkid has been making such a name for himself the past
Diskid's
couple
so
months.
good, but like
I think Papa, probably the best ices in the Midwest, especially now that he's playing ices, recently came out and said that he truly believes that Dizkid is like the most solid all-around ices. Like if you're trying to learn how to play ices, like he is the guy to watch.
Diskid just is. Diskid's sick.
Simple as that.
He lost. Yeah, then he lost like in the final of his pool, I think it was.
Mm.
And then round one losers lost to a guy named Dady, who I didn't look at the match or anything, but
Did he make it to top 32?
I think
Oh yeah, he did. He got 25th. Lost to Dady, and I've never heard of that guy. Dady
Yeah.
actually ended up losing to Slox in the next round.
3-2 though.
Pretty close, yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot about this. Slox made the craziest losers run, dude. He beats
Yeah,
the
dude.
guy that just eliminated Dizkid, and then 3-1's Fuzziness. Okay, pretty decent. 3-1ing SFAT? I forgot SFAT was even at the event because of this.
I know, right? Okay, so anyways, so this kid underperforms. That's unfortunate, but that happens. Like we were just talking about SFAT lost to Moon 3-1 in winners quarters.
He did.
Which, like, it's not a crazy big upset, but like,
You would definitely favor SFAT in that.
yeah, dude.
He's a top 10 player.
He's
Yo, the
he's
Moon
a top
almost made
7
the real
player.
run.
Dude, oh, Moon was so close to taking Leffen in the next
He
set.
beat
as well.
Traphasia.
Oh, the Traphasia set was really good, but Traphasia just choked it away. Honestly,
He's really bad in high pressure situations.
his
but he's
last
really
two
solid
stocks
when he's just,
like
in
were
the
just
game.
terrible. Like he just like he kind of abandoned his game plan and like
Yeah.
then did like a really weird SD kind of thing at the end. It was pretty tragic, but
It's unfortunate because like getting over like mental issues with the game is like so much easier said than done. Some people are just like kind of more predisposed to have like really really strong competitive mindsets that are conducive to play, and it's unfortunate when you see players that have like that kind of potential, but like they just can't execute in the moment.
Yeah. Apart from that, I made a mental note of this earlier, and like it just seems like the Ice Climbers did pretty bad at this tournament.
Mhm.
Like we see Nintendo losing to Crush 3-2, which is not surprising to me. I actually had Crush winning that going into it.
Did you really?
Yeah, because Crush is an Ice Climber slayer, and I'm pretty sure he's beaten Nintendo before.
Are they from the same region?
No, Crush is from New England.
Okay,
So he plays Infinite Numbers a lot, and,
now it all makes sense.
and he's just really good at the matchup. And so going into it, I had Crush, like, if not necessarily had him winning, but like I had a lot of faith in him, like
Mhm.
being able to do it. And then so that actually opened up Ice's bracket because, like, I think it was at Genesis, Ice got like 25th or something like that, losing to Army 3-0 and then Dizkid. So like
That's
the
unfortunate.
fact that Ice didn't have to play Nintendo basically
That's
opened up
big.
his bracket to be
Mhm.
able to get to winter semis.
Winter semis versus Armada. Yep.
Yeah, so that was huge. I think that was a big. When I look at brackets, I like to look at these little pressure points that you switch one result, it completely changes the bracket. Crush Nintendo is a big one of those, I think.
Yeah. By the way, Limer124, we're talking about B7
What's up,
happened this
JP?
past weekend in Europe. And are you going to post the link to the... I can post the link to...
I actually don't have the tab up. I'm just looking at the document.
I got it.
And then, so, in losers, we see Fuzziness 3-2 Nintendo. I think that was probably Falcon. Because Fuzziness the Falcon main, he just used Fox, like, for the Ditto.
Okay.
Um,
I actually didn't know that.
yeah, so, I have to assume that's what it was. I didn't see the match. Android 3-2 Traphasia, which, to me, is an upset. I think Traphasia is, like, really good.
Yeah,
But
that's pretty
Android
close.
beating him, that's impressive. And then Omsa, did you guys see Omsa versus Prof Pro?
No.
Omsa just kind of like lost. I think he lost game 1 maybe, and then just kind of wrecked him the rest of the set. Like it was.
I believe it.
Omsa's just nuts.
I think
like
Prof Pro's shown that he's great in that matchup, but like
Yeah.
she can kind of just run away with it if you know what you're doing.
I don't like that's the thing. Like in PAL, it looks so difficult for Sheik.
I didn't
He has
even
to make
consider that
so
it
many
is PAL.
reads. Like
That's
he-
insane.
that's why I think like even though like some of the games were pretty close and it was only it was a 3-1, it wasn't like a 3-0 or anything.
Yeah.
I just think Omsa just destroyed him just because like
Would-
you have to read your opponent so hard.
Would
it
you
seems
say
like.
that the matchup was actually in Marth's favor in PAL?
Marth versus
Sheik?
Yeah, no, I think so.
Because like a lot of people are kind of coming around to the thought that at a high level in NTSC, it's pretty even between Marth and Sheik. So if you like really nerf Sheik, it would make sense that Marth should win the matchup.
Yeah, I think like in terms of kill power, just strictly kill power, like Sheik loses a lot of her kill setups. Like you can't combo off down throw, up air. It isn't a kill move anymore. So like you lose a lot of that, and then Marth doesn't really lose much in that regard. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't have his down air, but you still get Euroken combo.
Of course.
And then you're not really killing Sheik like that a lot of the times. Like you're killing her recovery with tippers and up Bs and things like that. So
Mhm.
I do think it's pretty good for Marth, but we haven't seen a lot of high level Marth Sheik in Europe. For some reason, nobody in Europe plays Marth.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I don't know. That's my 2 cents. But then,
He goes on to 3-0 Android as well.
yeah, that one I'm a little less surprised with. I think like with Sheik Dittos, it's just like Hamza has so much more experience than Android does, and like we've seen players like Treffen beat Android too. So
Yo, Bodit's here.
what's up, Oded? Good
What's
job
up,
on
Oded?
manager bracket.
Yeah, he got second. So
Yeah, dude.
shouts to him.
And then after after that, it was pretty much everything kind of went to plan for the tournament. So like Leffen beats Moon, Armada beats Ice, and then in losers we had Ice over Drug Fox, which was pretty sloppy set to be honest. Like Drug Fox played really bad, I think.
That's
he
what I heard.
SD'd like 1 or 2 stocks every game, and then on the other side we had.
Well, we saw him in the round before 3-1ing Slox, and against Slox was on fire. He had just 3-1'd SFAT. So do you think that like he just has a mental block against Ice? Because like if you're gonna be able to 3-1 a player that just 3-1'd SFAT, you think that something has to go wrong for you to start
I
doing
think
so
two
poorly.
things is that Drug Fox is better at the Fox Ditto, I think, than SFAT.
Mhm.
In my opinion, I think SFAT's like a better player overall, but I think like in terms of the Fox Ditto specifically, Drug Fox is really good at it.
Yeah.
And so he was able to play in a way that just kind of picked Slox apart. And I don't think
Okay.
Slox played as well in that set compared to his set against SFAT.
Mhm.
In addition, I don't think Drug Fox has a mental block against Ice because like the last time they played, Drug Fox won both sets. So
That's
at
true.
Eden. So
Yeah.
I think it was more of just Drug Fox. I just think he just had an offset, and it resulted in him kind of getting whooped.
That happens.
And he made like the mistakes he was making were really crucial because like Ice obviously really good at punish game, and then also he SD he just has like missed ledge dashes and things like that, so that just sucks. Limer is one of the Miami homies.
Oh, okay.
He's his name's JP. So and then we saw Leffen and Armada play Fox Dittos. I thought Armada was gonna go Peach just because like
His Peach has been so dominant lately.
yeah, we haven't seen this Fox Ditto people in a long time. I think
It's odd that he would go Fox in NTSC because Fox is like nerfed. So like you would think,
Ow.
or I mean
Yeah.
Pal. So it's Pal. You think he would go Peach because the matchup is less skewed towards Fox's favor?
apparently not.
I don't think so. Does Peach lose stuff? I'm pretty sure she does.
No. Peach doesn't lose much, if anything. But Fox obviously his up smash is nerfed. Is his up air nerfed as well? His up B recovery is certainly
His
nerfed.
up B is nerfed,
Mm-hmm.
and his up air, I think is the same.
So is it just the up smash and the up B recovery? Or
I
those
think
like the
those are
main?
the two major things.
Yeah.
That I can think of. But regardless, he went Fox and 2 really close sets with Leffen, like really close. Like
Game 5.
yeah, game 5 both times. The momentum was just swinging everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But
They just both happen to go in Armada's favor this time.
yeah,
Unfortunately, not very surprising, but
it's rough because like I'm a huge Leffen fan, so like seeing him come really close and then just not being able to close him out.
yeah, I just wanted to see like somebody take a set off of Armada. Like, how many big events has he won in a row now? I saw on Reddit the other day.
So it's been since Big House. He hasn't lost a tournament since Big House.
Yeah, he's like
And he's
tied
only
Ken
lost-
for like the most like big tournaments won in a row. I
Yeah,
believe.
he's lost. Since then he has lost.
He lost the one set UGC to Mewtwo King
and
in
he lost one
Grands.
set to HBox at Canada Cup.
Did he?
He won the tournament though.
Yeah. So he's just unstoppable. Like, this is kind of like an Armada era, unlike ones that we've seen in quite some time. Like,
Yeah. So the big thing is like you know, we would see Mango eras. We saw a brief
Hungry
King
Box.
era. We saw the Hungry Box era, but I think the most important thing to note of this current Armada era is that although Big House was a blemish on that, there's been so many tournaments and he's near undefeated, and that's mind blowing. Like, okay,
Yeah.
so it's one thing that he's
it's
never,
discouraging.
yeah, you know, it's one.
Why
thing,
even play this game?
It's
so
one
good.
thing that he hasn't lost to any non-top 6 or non-top 5,
Mhm.
but it's also a thing where it's like he's only lost like 4 sets other than that, like for like months.
Yeah.
Now. And it's like somebody's got to beat this guy, or we're just all gonna quit. Because like there's no. Oh my god, he's so good.
So as we go into Summit, I think that's what, in like 2-ish weekends.
Summit is, yeah. So it's not this weekend, but it's the one coming after that in about a week and a half.
What gods do you think have, or not even maybe just gods, but what players attending Summit in general do you think have the best chance of actually taking a set off of Armada, if anybody?
I actually just think it's Leffen and. It's so hard to tell with Mango.
Because
You
the
don't know.
most recent time we saw Mango try, it was just
He got fucked up. I'm not gonna lie.
We-
I'm a
we
Mango
look-
fan, but holy
that
moly.
grand final set in Genesis 4 that I will probably never watch again. I think I've seen enough. If you click like 8 minutes into the video, it's just already at the post game interview. It's such a short set,
It's
dude.
literally, I think it's like you click at like 9 minutes and Armada is hugging Android on stage.
Did you see Tapo's video from that though?
Tapo's video about the
from
tournament.
G4, yeah. He talks
Mhm.
about the whole tournament. So he talks about that specifically at the end, and like he tried to like get like 5 minutes for Mango to like cool down like after, because he played immediately like
Yeah, he
after
beats
Beach
H-Box.
Beach H-Box
Or Mewtwo King in losers finals.
Yeah,
right?
he has to beat Leffen, beats Mewtwo King, and like 2 really close sets, pretty like time constrained wise, and then he has to go immediately into like grand finals, and he just apparently looked so unfocused and like so tired.
Yeah, he.
Well, yeah, going through that many like top players while Armada's just like resting.
Yeah, so I
he's-
think if he goes into
meditating.
Summit and like he's ready and like tired and, or he's not like, if he's like rested and like ready to go.
we can't count him out. You can never count out the kid.
Yeah, dude.
Also, I think if he has his Marth and his Falco and his Fox all ready, then I think it's gonna be really hard for Armada.
Yeah, because
Uh,
they can counterpick war,
Yeah.
and I
so-
think Mango will generally win the counterpick war.
Yeah, I think the only place he loses is like his Marth against Armada's Fox. Because like Armada's Fox is actually really good against Marth, but
Yeah.
he just never has to play it.
I don't think we've ever seen them play that matchup.
Those two, I don't think so, unless
Mhm.
there was like an Iron Man or something. But nevertheless, we've never seen him in a tournament, and so you don't know what Mango's gonna come into Summit. So
I mean-
obviously, there's a chance that Mango could beat Armada. But
Was the most recent person to take a set off of Armada Mewtwo King at UGC? And
Yes.
if in that case, do you think that Mewtwo King has one of the best arguments for taking a set off of him at Summit?
I honestly
No.
hope he does. Because
I would love it.
Summit 2,
oh, it'd be cool.
Mhm.
he had like Blur kind of coach him right before the Armada
Yeah.
game, and I think that helped
He
a
can
ton.
do it.
But I think if he can somehow like get that mindset that he had in that game and play that well again, oh, it'd be so cool to watch.
No, it'd be awesome, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
You know what I want to see? Like, I think that like in some respects, there's a couple aspects of the way that we run these tournaments and the system that we have that gives Armada a couple advantages simply because he is seeded first. So he has to play like the relatively less like experienced and less competitive players on his winners run. So
Well,
he's going to be
there's
playing
groups
the
at this
8th
one.
seed. He's going to be playing the 4th seed to get in winner semis. I want to see somebody take a set off of him in winners bracket and winners semis. So he has to go through losers for once because he's always outplaying everybody in like the really crucial winner sets and making his run that much easier for him. If he gets to grands, like I don't know if there's a person on this planet who has a decent enough chance to take 2 straight sets. We haven't seen it happen since EVO 2016,
Yeah.
since HBox did it,
And that was literally HBox playing the best he's ever played.
and probably ever
will
will.
play. I mean, like we rarely see Armada in losers, but when we do, oftentimes he doesn't win the tournament. Like Gamal, what else?
Yeah, he lost to Mango at Gommel. It's not, and again, it's so infrequent that we see
Yeah.
Armada go to losers. But like again, that's kind of one of the reasons that Mango kind of lost steam towards the end. He was gassed, and if I don't know if Mango was in winners side of grands, and Armada had to run through HBox, Leffen, Mewtwo King, if he would still have enough left in the tank to take Mango in 2 straight sets.
Yeah.
It's going to be up to these guys at Summit to send Armada losers in the first place, though, and that's a lot easier said than
But
done.
I will say, I think it was Summit 2. We saw Armada in losers. Yeah, because Mewtwo King beat him. He still won the tournament.
Yeah,
So-
he did still win the tournament.
It's
And Mewtwo King 3-0'd him in that set, didn't he?
yeah.
Two
And then-
2 straight games on Dreamland,
Oh,
Marth
he was
Peach.
playing so well.
I think,
So incredibly well.
Yeah.
That
That's
down smash
pretty
tipper to
crazy.
end game 2 was just so ledge.
Oh my god.
No
Uh,
ways than one.
Marth is so hard.
So, and then there's always the Hungry Box threat.
Mhm.
We haven't seen him at a tournament in a while. Actually, this week he lost a set to Plup at the local, but won the tournament. I think Grands. So
Nate's just now tuning into the stream.
yeah,
What's happened in the chat so far? A lot.
yeah.
I can't even scroll all the way up.
Nate, please bring GameCubes when we host weeklies.
Yeah, Nate, you missed the announcement. Mass weeklies every
Oh, yeah,
Sunday.
for anyone else that did miss it.
Yeah, anybody that's just now tuning in.
Every Sunday.
Okay, so who's Zooster?
That's C.
Is that C's? That's what I thought. C's. We will get if it what will it will take to get C's to follow us. He's saying we need to get a follower notification.
I'll look
Can
into
we
it.
do that?
Oh, I used to have one. It's really easy.
Yeah, you just
Okay.
got Twitch alerts, right?
Yeah, it's just Twitch alerts
okay,
and you
I'll-
just set it up. It's like a green
Hopefully.
screen.
We're working on it. All right. If we can't get your follow until next week, we will have that for next week. But I think we got to wrap up on the B7 talk. I didn't mean to interrupt you. You were
No,
saying
yeah, that's
something.
pretty much done. We were just talking about Summit at that point.
How good
So
Armada is.
He's pretty good, as it turns out.
yeah, so basically it comes down to 3 players, in my opinion. Mango, possibly. Hungry Box.
I think Hungrybox can do it. Yeah.
And then Leffen, who we're seeing obviously he can stay toe to toe with him in Fox Dittos, and I still obviously Leffen isn't at his peak. I still don't think. So
He's close to it. He's on the
no,
upswing.
he's back to where he doesn't really have an excuse for losing anymore.
Mhm.
It's not like oh
No, he
just got
he
back.
certainly doesn't. Like at
But
this
I
point,
do
he's
think-
he's getting outplayed.
Yeah,
That's
I
fine.
do think we're close to the point where it's like okay, Leffen's gonna be taking sets off these guys,
Mhm.
and I think it could happen at Summit. I hope it happens at Summit.
So I don't really know if we have a projected bracket quite yet. I don't know if they've
No,
finalized the
because
seedings.
They're doing groups.
Oh, they're doing groups.
Yeah, they're doing GSL style groups.
Do they have they done that in the past? I thought
No.
they normally just did a straight top 16 bracket.
So yeah, Summit's actually being run by a different guy. Now.
Is it kind of like Battle of the Five Gods, where they have like 2 pools that feed into a different thing?
No,
later?
it'll be regular pools. I think okay. So the pools will be everyone will make it out of pools.
Right.
So
Okay.
it'll be
That's good. I
That's
like
awesome.
that. Yeah.
the pools are a small bracket, and then you'll play winner semis and winners finals and losers semis,
hmm
and
Mhm.
I think it's the top 2 make it out in winners and the bottom 2 make it out in losers, and then
So not everybody makes it out of these pools.
no, there's gonna be 4 people per pool. There's gonna be 4
Oh.
pools, 4-person pools, and then everyone makes it out.
So the winners final set doesn't matter, or is it? Oh, they'll
'Cause that'll
they'll
be
be in
seed-
winners,
better
but it'll be
seeding.
for better seeding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like this
so-
because I did not want to see Armada infinite numbers round 1. I mean,
We
I just
probably-
didn't want to see it. Like we all know
probably
what's gonna
didn't want
happen
We
if
probably will still see it because
we could.
yeah, you get to pick. I'm pretty sure
Well, they'll have
They
not
get
all
to
the winners
pick.
though.
who's in the pools. The players do.
Oh.
So like the tops, like initial seeds get to pick
The next person.
like
and then-
drafting kind of.
Yeah, I think you.
Are we gonna get to see them live draft? Because that'd be
I
kind of.
think so, but I think what happens just using random names, but Armada picks infinite numbers, then infinite numbers picks West Balls, and then West Balls picks like hugs or something like that.
Mhm.
I think that's how it can work. So the
Oh
groups
wow,
can end up being like pretty varied.
that's interesting.
So Armada picks Infinite Numbers picks West Balls. Can West Balls literally pick anybody he wants? He
I
can pick
believe
Mango
so.
if he wants.
No,
Oh, yeah,
he would be a captain, wouldn't he?
Oh,
Because you
will there
probably
be
have
like 4
ones.
captains that can't be picked?
I'd assume you
I'm
have
just gonna go
ones
look it up.
that like at the start it.
Yeah. So anybody that's actually still with us, we'll probably wrap this up pretty soon. I've had a great time on this stream, so thanks for everybody who tuned in. But since we're wrapping everything up, if you guys want to do a quick Q&A, if you guys have any questions for any of us about ourselves or the OSU Melee community or our opinions on anything, ask us anything before we end up, saying goodnight.
Because I'm hungry as hell.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna stream just like a casual Melee session tonight.
I
I'd
know
probably be
Steve
down.
wants to come over.
Sees, if you want to come over, you can come over. If anybody else wants to come over, hit us up, or just come over. It's a Smash House, so you can probably just come
You
over.
could probably just come over.
Whoa, did we just lose the stream?
Yeah, we did.
Are we
Probably.
still?
I'm just getting hella drop frames. I don't know what's going on. We are hopefully back. No.
Are we back? It says live for me. We lost 2 viewers. Shouts to the people that didn't leave.
Yeah, shit's going haywire.
I can't believe nobody's commented on my Rick and Morty pillow. It's like right there.
They
It's
commented
so
on your
sick.
Sonic poster.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Aw, guys.
It's a little
Corn
too
Cob
hard
Kid's
to
gonna
see,
steal it.
probably. You can probably only just see that it's like Morty or Rick.
Look at that. That is clearly a Rick and Morty pillow. Right
Okay,
there.
yeah. It's cut off, so you can't really read it.
But there's Rick and there's sci-fi stuff and you can
Yeah.
see the Rick and Morty logo.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
believe
who else is
Uh-huh.
not excited to have Scar commentating yet? So
he actually knows
Oh,
nothing.
okay.
He doesn't
So
watch Melee. Dude,
doesn't
I'm-
watch
no, he
Melee.
doesn't watch Melee.
I'm withholding judgment until I see this. Until I see him on
No, can I
the
show
screen.
you a VOD of him saying I don't watch Melee? He actually just knows that he doesn't watch any good Melee.
But if he's gonna be commentating Summit, he's gonna be prepared. He's not gonna just
Hopefully.
walk up to Summit and husband it up.
maybe he just team beers. Maybe he just goes team beer and just says whatever he wants. The whole
Sometimes
time, just
sometimes you
yells
have to go
beer.
team beer. I don't know if this is gonna be one of those times. I do think Scar, maybe at times he hadn't been the most
was
prepared.
good though. Like,
He-
that's
he
the
used to
thing.
be amazing, dude.
Yeah.
I still think that he has a lot to offer, and I'm excited to see what he does.
So I think
I have
couch,
high hopes.
I think the couch is his best, best place to commentate because like
Yes.
He can take a backseat role for
he can just
analytical
lead.
things.
and just like kind of just you can do a Scar thing, which is like kind of hype and like
Just
also
just
like, making fun of
keep the
players and stuff like
conversation
that.
going.
Yeah.
And then also, but like he can have like 3 top players and 3, he has like Brandon, Phil, and like Lovage or whatever on the couch with him. It's fine.
Yeah, no, there'll be people that actually talk about the game, and he can just like ask questions and like just pop off when things happen.
Yeah.
So who are the 6 players that got in? Lucky, Johnny,
Infinite
Hugs.
Infinite Numbers,
Infinite Numbers.
Hugs, Ice.
Shoot at and Ice.
and Shoot At. 2 Ice Climbers. This is gonna be.
Yo,
I'm
S-
actually excited to see Ice Climbers playing against these really top level players.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think Chu has like a really good chance of like taking names. Infinite Numbers less so, but we'll see.
Did you guys see the infographic of people that got voted in? It's actually pretty hilarious. There's
No.
like 6 levels, and there's like S2J's made it in like every time.
Oh, yeah, I
There's like
saw
a
that.
soft meme pick. There's like a hard meme pick.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
SJ, it's like SJ, soft meme, hard meme, SoCal or something like that.
It's like somebody in SoCal, like somebody that got like a lot of exposure recently, like.
Mm.
It's so funny that SJ just made it in every time.
Yeah, the people just love S2J.
I mean, for good reason.
Oh, for sure, dude. He's sick.
Cool. All right. Well, again, for everybody here, please follow the stream if you haven't already. Thank you guys for tuning in again. Looks like there's not a lot of Q&As, not a lot of questions coming in. Plowed Dicky is a friend of Mitch's. His tag is Plautus. Shouts to Plautus in the chat. We're going to be doing these again on Tuesdays. Rest in peace, Midwest Melee, podcast number 5 from last week that never happened. But we will be back next week with the 7th iteration, possibly coming straight from Dayton, Ohio, so stay tuned.
Cool.
If you're from the Dayton area, we hope to see you there. If you're from Columbus, consider coming with us on Tuesday. And show up to Mass this Sunday. There's going to be more information, more details coming to you guys in the OSU Melee Facebook group pretty soon about that. So definitely stay tuned. And, as a co-TO of this event, I couldn't be more happy and more excited to be bringing you a weekly event straight from the Smash House.
I'm actually pretty excited to start TOing. Hopefully I won't have to do everything since we're setting up, TO structure with the house.
Yeah, and we have so many people in the house, even Mitch to help us out to run the event. Again, if you guys are interested at all in helping us run the event in any capacity, if you guys you know, if you're skilled in commentary, if you're skilled in video editing,
Even if you're not skilled in commentary,
Oh, if you can just like
just
find
like
cool
commentate with
clips.
like Mirror's
Yeah.
Edge or somebody,
Send
and
it
we'll
to
just like tell you when you're saying good things or bad things.
absolutely. So again, thanks for everybody who tuned in. See you guys next week, and hopefully this Sunday at Mass.
Peace.
Yeah.